With me is Paul Dickov. Paul, when you scored that famous goal at Wembley all those years ago, did you ever imagine that Manchester City would go on and win the treble Champions League?
I think I would have been taken away in a straitjacket, Tony, if you'd said then that I would see even 10 years ago, maybe 7-8 years ago, thinking Champions League, winning the treble. It's what probably the most difficult thing to do in football. That's why only team previously has ever done it. But for this club to do it the way the team to do it, the way they've done it, the style they've done it as well. People forget before Christmas time, just after the World Cup, people are writing them off. Because they're saying they're that far away. There's a turning with the guard, there's changing round and everything else. So, but to do it the way they've done it, they run into the end of the season. There's a reason why they're the best team in the world.
And you were there at the Atatürk Stadium.
Yeah.
What were the emotions like for you?
Yeah, there was a bit emotional. I was lucky enough to be there with my two lads, Sam and Max, and they had no choice at the time, but they're lifelong City fans. They were junior blues as soon as they were born. So to be there then, and people coming up and reflecting on where we were 24 years ago to where we are now, it was a bit emotional at the end. Yeah. But I keep saying it, the people I'm more delighted for in this club are the fans. Because they backed us through thick and thin. We're getting 30,000 at Main Road and 99. Every away ground we went to, it seemed the worse we got as a team, the more they backed us. And they backed us. So to see them getting this success now is everything and more than what they deserve.
And I suppose for you, personal satisfaction in that goal is, people say if you hadn't scored that goal, what might have been for Manchester City? It was like the springboard for better things. If they stayed in League One, it could have been a doomsday scenario. So you must take a lot of pride for the part you played in the right at the very beginning. Yeah,
a very, very small part. There's I do remind people there was another 10 players on the pitch that day and the subs that came on, but and I think it's maybe a little bit more nostalgic now, Tony, for people to look back in that day, whereas maybe 10, 12, 14 years ago, the fans knew the importance of the game, they thank us for the goal. Now to see us winning trebles, winning Champions Leagues, winning 3 in a row, and I think that it's really nostalgic to look back at that day and say that was a great change. But there was times in between that where it still wasn't as good as it was, but they've played a very, very small part in where we are now. It's something I'm very proud of.
Wonderful. Thank you, Paul.
No problem.
Pleasure to see you.